Microsoft Story by Team One. So this is going to be just an overall presentation guide of just how it's going to be for or laid out and who's going to be talking and covering what. So my name is Cameron and I will be covering Microsoft's narrative.
My name is Kimia, and I will be discussing the challenges to their narrative.
My name is Derek Nikotango, and I will be talking about the internal stakeholder concerns.
My name is Justin Nikotenko, and I will be identifying some stakeholders that are impacted or can be impacted by the issues that Derek lays out. Um, and same as Camilla, and then also the following the 4 steps modeled in our course book, The Secret Handshake, to analyze these stakeholders.
Hi, my name is Shaylee, and I will also be identifying 2 key stakeholders.
Hi, my name is Paige Fraley, and I will be articulating the communication objective that will bridge the gap between the company's divergent narratives.
So Microsoft's mission and narrative. Microsoft's current mission statement is to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. With rapid development of artificial intelligence and Microsoft's influence in shaping it, the company has made AI central to achieving this mission and becoming one of the leaders in artificial intelligence. In their 2024 proxy statement, Microsoft emphasizes that AI should be viewed as a source of empowerment rather than a replacement for people. So the main narrative being pushed out is empowerment through the use of AI. With that narrative at the forefront, the question then becomes how does Microsoft bring this narrative to life? They do so by focusing on 3 areas: people, industry, and society. Microsoft brings this narrative to life by focusing on human empowerment. One example is Seeing AI, which was developed by Microsoft. It's an app designed for people with low vision. It can narrate text, recognize objects, colors, or even describe people's expressions. By creating inclusive and accessible technologies that reflect the broader mission of human empowerment, Microsoft not only improves lives, but also strengthens stakeholder trust. The second focus of Microsoft's narrative is transformation within the business. The company has built an integrated AI ecosystem across its platforms, including Office and Copilot. These tools enhance employee experiences by streamlining workflows and taking over super repetitive tasks, while also creating new ways for businesses to engage customers. Finally, Microsoft connects its narrative to societal progress. Through its AI for Good initiative, the company invests in projects that tackle global challenges. Such as their partnership with the Mayo Clinic, they're working together to develop AI models that can help doctors analyze radiology results quicker and more accurately. A central focus in these efforts is ensuring that AI is developed ethically and responsibly, reinforcing Microsoft's commitment to safe and trustworthy innovation. Ultimately, Microsoft is pushing a narrative that positions AI as a driving force for empowerment, shaping people, industries, and society to achieve more responsibly. And with that, I'll turn it over to the next teammate.
Many critics consider Microsoft to be a monopoly as the Windows operating system dominates the market with very few platforms similar to theirs. For instance, you don't see people using Google Sheets or Google Documents nearly as much as you see them using Excel or Word. Microsoft has also been known to pre-announce products in certain spaces. This has helped companies to avoid creating startups in those spaces as they feel they will not succeed with Microsoft as their competition. An example of this is if Microsoft were to announce a streaming platform months before launching, other companies or startups in that same field would now avoid starting their own streaming platform. Microsoft 365 offers features that allows companies to monitor its employees. Many argue that this is an invasion of their privacy. as Microsoft receives usage and system data from Windows, which is usually done without clear user consent. This is especially alarming as many companies now have employees that work remotely, so this means their private spaces may be monitored without their consent. Now, Derek will discuss the internal stakeholders' concerns.
Thank you, Kimia, for your valuable insights. As Microsoft, as we focus on growth and innovation, it is equally important to consider the needs of our employees. Improving labor conditions and addressing changes is how we will keep Microsoft strong as we move forward. AI growth and employee job security. Microsoft, we've invested over $13 billion into AI partnerships, including OpenAI and our own AI software Copilot, to ensure Microsoft leads the way in empowering people through technology. With AI, it is designed to make employees more productive. However, surveys show that 37% of workers worry about AI replacing their jobs. Even within Microsoft, some employees may feel uncertain about the impact of automation on their roles. If this is left unaddressed, this disconnect could lower morale and weaken trust, hindering Microsoft's performance. To keep employees confident, we are ensuring AI augments, however, does not replace their work. Through Microsoft Learn, we invest in reskilling and certification programs, while also providing clear career paths so employees can grow alongside our technology. Return to office mandates. Beginning in 2026, Microsoft will transition to a 3-day return to office policy, with AI employees being required to be in the office 4 days per week. Our leadership has seen data showing that employees who work in person report higher thriving scores. They feel more engaged, energized, and connected. However, this may be seen as a benefit. However, at the same time, we both recognize concerns around stress, flexibility, and visual pressures when working in person in the office. To address this, Microsoft is actively gathering employee feedback and making role-based exemptions. By balancing both structure with flexibility, we strengthen morale and maintain a culture of trust at Microsoft.
Microsoft is a leader in technology, but its success depends on outside groups. For my section, I'll be focusing on two important stakeholders, that is the customers and the regulators. These groups shape how Microsoft grows, especially in areas like AI and cloud services. Customers and the public. Microsoft reaches billions of people through Windows, Office, Xbox, and Azure. Customers affect both revenue and reputation. Today, many care about data privacy, subscription costs, and how responsibly Microsoft uses AI. Their choices to use or avoid Microsoft products directly impact the company's success. On to my 4-step analysis for customers. So step 1, we identify Microsoft customers are everyday users, businesses, and gamers. What are their interests? They want reliable, affordable, and safe tools, plus the ethical use of AI. Step 3, influence. Customers have a lot of power since their usage and subscriptions fuel Microsoft's growth. Step 4, strategy. Microsoft should build trust through transparency, responsible AI, and fair pricing. Next is regulators and government. The second group is regulators and government. Microsoft faces antitrust investigations in the US and Europe, especially after their Activision Blizzard deal, which raised concerns with monopolizing the market. Governments are also writing rules for AI. Regulators can fine Microsoft, block deals, or slow down product launches. Now, the 4-step analysis with regulators. Identify. Regulators are the Federal Trade Commission, the EU Commission, and national governments. Those are a few examples of regulators. Microsoft faces antitrust investigations from these regulators. Now, the interests, they want fair competition, consumer protection, and responsible use of AI. Their influence, they have high influence because they can block mergers or impose big penalties on Microsoft. The strategy, Microsoft should stay compliant, work with policymakers, and show it's committed to fairness and safety. And next, I'm going to pass it off to Shaylee.
Thank you. The third key stakeholder has to be the employees and developers. So Microsoft's push into AI is ambitious and fast-moving, but that pace creates real tension for the people building it. Developers and engineers aren't just writing code, they're making ethical decisions every day. Should they prioritize speed or safety, innovation or inclusion? Internal voices have raised concerns about bias, surveillance, and the broader impact of AI on society. So the question becomes, how can Microsoft empower its employees to lead with ethics, not just efficiency? And that's what we'll explore next using the four-step model. So let's break down Microsoft's employees using the model. So first, we identify them as internal teams building and deploying AI systems. Their interests go beyond technical success. They care about working in an ethical, inclusive environment and want their work to have a positive societal impact. Their influence is moderate to high. They shape internal culture, and if their values clash with company direction, they can speak out or even leave. So, what's the strategy? Microsoft needs to invest in ethical training, inclusive design practices, and open dialogue. That's how they retain talent and build AI that earns public trust. So our fourth and final key stakeholder is the media and public advocacy groups. So these groups play a powerful role in shaping how the public sees Microsoft's AI efforts. They're not just observers, they're watchdogs. When Microsoft says AI for good, these groups ask, prove it. Their coverage can elevate Microsoft's reputation or expose its blind spots. This dynamic creates a constant tension. Is Microsoft controlling its own story or reacting to the one being told about it? Let's see how this key stakeholder operates through the four-step lens. So using the four-step model, we identify this group as journalists, analysts, and digital rights organizations focused on AI ethics. Their interests center on transparency, accountability, and responsible AI deployment. They aim to inform the public and influence corporate behavior. Their influence is moderate to high. They can shape public opinion, trigger regulatory scrutiny, and pressure Microsoft through media coverage or advocacy. Microsoft's best strategy is proactive engagement. So that is publishing ethics reports, participating in public forums, and supporting independent audits. That's how they build credibility and stay ahead of the narrative. And I would like to pass this on now to Paige.
I'm actually going to jump in real fast for moving forward with Microsoft's narrative. Moving forward, Microsoft should focus on building long-term trust with both customers and regulators. For customers, that means clear communication around subscriptions, pricing, and data privacy, and AI practices. For regulators, Microsoft must continue active collaboration, adapting with antitrust and AI rules, while promoting fair competition. Balancing these priorities ensures Microsoft can keep innovating while maintaining the support of both its users and the government that oversees its growth. The communication objective. So to connect Microsoft's story with stakeholder concerns, the main goal is building trust. Microsoft needs to be transparent, prove it's handling AI responsibly, and work with regulators. This way, the company can continue leading in innovation while keeping both customers and regulators on its side. And now I'd like to hand it off.
All right, so the main communication objective is empowerment through people with AI. So with AI, employees are having more enriching experiences. It takes off a load from the employees without taking away most of their jobs. So it'll take away a lot of that stress that they're feeling. AI is creating more personalized experience with customers. It creates for new growth opportunities throughout different companies or different opportunities, and it helps with creative ideas and product development. And I have linked down this source at the bottom. It comes from Microsoft.com, and it talks a little more about how AI is just improving the company and showing empowerment through the people. And this has been Microsoft's story from Team One. Thank you.